Welcome back to Granbury TV here. I'm Drew Whitaker, sitting with the sheriff for a weekly sheriff's report. How are you today, sir?
Doing good.
I'm sure your week was just about as busy as our week with softball and baseball playoffs going on right now.
It's always a busy week for me. We always have plenty of stuff to talk about, plenty of stuff going on, and I brought in some information from 911 addressing. We've had some issues with that we'll talk about maybe at the end. So.
Okay, well, sounds good. Let's dive right on in.
All right. We had 4 suspects arrested for possession of marijuana, and on the April 1st, April Fool's Day. At around 8:30 p.m., deputies responded to a suspicious vehicle call at the end of Mayberry Court. Deputies responded and located 4 males, 2 18-year-olds and 2 19-year-olds, smoking marijuana.
Of course.
And all 4 males were arrested and charged with possession of marijuana. That's a Class B misdemeanor, and bond was set at $1,500. All suspects are currently out of jail, though, on their bond, waiting to go see Judge Messina. So we had information about them out there, and the guys came across them and got them. So then we had a suspect arrested in Fort Worth also on the 1st about 8:30 p.m. Deputies, investigators arrested Christian Elton Castillo, 22 years old, at the 3800 block of Benbrook Highway at a local motel on Hood County warrant for felon in possession of a firearm. And that's felony 3, and bond was set at $25,000. The charge stems from Castillo being in possession of a firearm on March of 2014, and so he's come back to jail. So
He's probably still in jail.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere, because then he was caught with another gun. So anyway, this young man's times of trouble are not over. They're just really getting going. So. And then we had a woman arrested for aggravated assault on the 2nd around 5 a.m., starting off early in the morning, I guess. Deputies responded to the 4000 block of Gloria Drive in reference to a disturbance. Deputies discovered Lisa Darlene Graves, 41 years old, was in an argument with her boyfriend, and he's 29 years old, and allegedly pulled a pocket knife on him.
Wow.
Graves took a swing at the victim and cut his shirt, but did not make contact with his stomach area. The victim was not injured during the incident, but Graves was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and that's a felony 2, and bond was set at $10,000, and she's still in jail. So, yeah, so she's got a whole lot of problems. I don't know what started that, but yeah, some kind of an argument. So.
Kind of an argument.
Yep, and that's going to affect her the rest of her life, so with a felony like that.
I'll stay on the record.
Yep.
I know we don't have a Crime Stoppers today.
No, our Crime Stoppers person there at the office, which we got a board meeting today, so we can talk to her about that, but she's been busy this week, had a lot of things going on, and so they never did get me a Crime Stoppers report. But as always, anytime you see a crime happening, let us know. Call Crime Stoppers, and you could maybe be in line for a reward. So we need all the help we can get out there. It's hard for me and my deputies, any law enforcement, to be everywhere at all times. So,
Of course it is.
So we need all the help we can get. So call us 817-573-TIPS.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I remembered that. So what other problems that we've had this week, under me is 911 addressing, and she's up there in the new building, and she tries to keep everybody up on the addressing, proper addressing, and the addressing. About 20 years ago, everything started going in a good, positive direction, and your addresses are odd and even on different sides of the street, and go from a center point out and get bigger and go off in all directions, and you can't have streets named the same, and the numbers, so everybody's got a unique number to their residence. That way, if you need a fire truck, need an ambulance, need law enforcement, you can be identified, and we can get you help there, because it's all on like a grid, and we can find you and get there. But there's a lot of people out there that don't like people knowing where they're at, and I think some of them just don't really think about it. They don't think about it until they need you.
Oh, of course.
And when you got a fire at your house, the fireman can usually find the smoke and the fire and hope that doesn't happen at your house. But when it's a a medical call, law enforcement call, like say somebody was having a heart attack or a stroke, there's no signs outside that point, hey, come here.
This is the house.
This is the house,
Right.
so you need to make sure that you got your home marked. So it needs to be marked. If you live off the road, you need to mark it close to the road. And so it's obvious. A minimum of like 4-inch letters. I know if you live on a highway, a main highway like 144, 51, Highway 4, any of those, in your address right there off of that main highway, it'd be good even if you had like 10 or 12-inch letters.
Of course.
Because somebody's going by fast, they can see those big numbers.
You know, fast, so if you can, anything that would help
Yep. So
identify that.
please look at what you got. If you got them, great. If you don't have letters at your house, numbers at your house, please think about getting those, getting a mailbox marked. If you don't have a mailbox, like I don't have a mailbox at my house because we use a post office box, but I've got a sign that's about 2 foot long on one of my porch posts. And so I've got 4-inch lettering and reflective lettering, so it's obvious what my street address is. So everybody can find it, and it's right there visible from the road and all that. So the signs, you need to have them 3 or 4 foot high so you're not looking down at the ground. It's nice when people can put it on a curb if they live in town, but you need to have them up higher too.
Exactly. No one's driving, looking down at the curb to try to see where they're at. It's nice to have it eye level.
I know the postmen, they want to have it to where they see your mailbox and see that number if they're coming from one direction, but what if somebody's coming from the other direction? So put the numbers on both sides. Then there's a lot of places out there, a lot of homes that down a lane that they might have a number of post office or mailboxes out at the corner. So make sure yours is out there and yours is numbered so they can see it, everybody can see it. And then when you get down a lane that has multiple houses on it, make sure that wherever you turn off to go to your house has the appropriate marking there. So so that ambulance can find you when you need them, or law enforcement can find you if you need us for, you know, some kind of domestic disturbance, some kind of problem, anything like that. So people don't think about that till after they need it. And I've been in dispatch before where people are calling, where are they at, where are they at, and the deputies or the ambulance or the firemen are on the other end of the radio calling dispatch saying, we can't find it. Ask them questions, what color is the house, and different things like that. So, but the way that some of these homes are back in the trees, then make sure that you got those signs. Your life could depend on it. So if you got any questions about your address or signs or anything like that, you can call the sheriff's office and the 911 office especially. And Cindy's always wanting to help people, but her phone number up there at the office is 817-579-3286. So give her a call, she can help you out. She stays busy with people that are doing developments but she can help you if you need help on there. And also, she put some notes down here for me that, like if you're expecting a package from UPS or FedEx or something like that, if they don't know where you're at, and it might be a Christmas present that somebody's sending you or a birthday present. So, you know, for those guys, make sure you got a address. Even if you do like me, and like I said, if you have a post office box, still have your address on your home so people can find you.
Well, thank you so much, Sheriff. I'm sure the viewers appreciate all that extra information. You know, I agree completely. You never know, you know, when you need them until you need them. And yep. I'm sure the viewers out there will hopefully take the information and make the appropriate things done to their house to hopefully get help.
Yeah, it could save their life or a loved one's life. So it's not a big deal when you don't want to be found, I guess. But
when you need it, you know,
when you need it, you need it.
Going
so
down and you're dying or something, you know. Oh, I mean, that's a bad time to be like, oh, I hope they find my house. You know, as you're on the floor dying from a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
You know. I mean,
yeah. So make sure those homes are marked.
But thank you so much for coming out, and we'll see you. Well, I'll see you at the Crime Stoppers board meeting.
Yep.
lunch.
We'll see you after a while for that. So, thank you for having me.
We'll see you next week, Sheriff.
All right, I'll be back.